Oh, I'd be surprised if anybody showed up. Actually, had so many live streams and so many unboxings the last 2 or 3 days. Well, one more unboxing. Hey Brandon, glad you're here. I'm surprised anybody's showing up. I think this is the 4th or 5th unboxing this week, but hopefully the last one is the 4th or 5th unboxing this week, but hopefully the last one till next week. Hey Jeremy, one more unboxing coming up, so we'll make it quick. This is from Small Fry, and which is owned by Craig Hawks. And Craig put his store on getgills.com, and in browsing through those stores, of course, I found things I wanted and needed, and he has plecos and other things, and he's one of the only people I've been able to locate lately with long fin super red plecos. So that's what these guys should be. And again, there's my address, money or candy, but candy preferred. And I've already loosened the side tape, I guess, but not the top tape. So there is the official unboxing. And I have heard that he does an awesome job with packing, not unlike Dan's Fish does. So initial impression is that's true. So let me see what we have here. We got a heat pack. It's wrapped in newspaper as they recommend, and it is warm, nice and warm. So that's a very good sign. The fish appear to be all in a plastic bag, which is actually a very smart idea as far as the postal services go. There's one live super red longfin, and he told me these guys had really nice finnage and that they were long, thin-bodied fish. Everybody knows I like to feed my fish, and I like them to look well fed, so I may not be able to get these fish in that kind of condition since they're not normally built that way. So there's one. Let's keep going here. I'm going to hold off on that just a minute. I've forgotten about it. So, and this might be a loss, but I want to hold off on that too. I've also, here's a super red, and you can see the polyfill in there too, I guess, and you can see that it's white, so there's no ammonia in here or anything else. And also take note, they're double bagged and there is no poop, so these fish were actually fasted. So we'll get them out of the bags in just a second and look at them. So far everything excellent and an awesome job. So let's keep going here. And again, there's a third. Very nice finnage, nice coloration, gorgeous little fish. There's a belly shot. We'll get them out soon. And again, no poop at all, so they were fasted at least a couple of days. The polyfill is white, so no ammonia or other byproducts in there. And here we have a fourth. And I may have only ordered 3. I didn't look at my order, and I'm not sure if there's a packing slip in here or not, but I was thinking I ordered 3. So that's cause for celebration there alone, if there is. Alright, so let's see what kind of bag temperatures we've got. They don't feel cool at all. They feel room temperature or a little more maybe. So let's see what we've got there. Can't beat that. Perfect. And since they were all together inside a larger plastic bag underneath the heat pad, I'm not going to scan them individually. They're all going to be the same temperature or within a few tenths of a degree. So I also heard that he likes to send extras, other fish, and in fact he asked me, yeah, is it the same one? Yeah, this is the cheapest one I could find, and I've used it a couple months. I love it. Got it on Amazon or something, and I actually got it to finish out an order. This little fish didn't make it here. It's not a fish I ordered. It's something he sent extra just to fill the bag up, and it's definitely a tetra, but I'm not sure what kind. I'll probably have to get it out there to ID it, so we'll let it stay in the bag for the moment. And then this is also a tetra, and it may be the same fish. I'm going to have to, yeah, it's the same fish, so I'm not sure what we've got there, but I'll find out when I open it up. So he had sent a couple of little tetras. He asked me, if I had something extra, and I told him to surprise me because I pretty much keep a little bit of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys. It's not going to work, is it? I have a tripod, but I never seem to have it where I need it, as evidenced by sorry about whatever you saw. I thought I'd cut this off for a second. Let me try to get these guys unbagged. Getting the pop rubber bands, and I definitely like that. And what I think I'm going to do, since they're in a minimum of water, plenty of water, but a minimum, which keeps the weight down, and just point out here that the corners on the inside bags, those have been heat sealed down so the fish can't get down in the corners. Most of us know plecos and cories and gobies and loaches and stuff like that like to kind of root around and nose around are famous for getting their face stuck in the corner of the bag or getting in a corner of a bag, and then in shipping, things moving or so forth, getting suffocated. So he's not taking any chances with that, so that's exceptional. I mean, this is just awesome packing. So this is the second one. And as I said, I'm just dumping them right out of the bags. I'm not fooling with nets. Nope. Got someone that doesn't want to come out, so there we go. There we go. Oop. Alright. And this is number 3. These are all a nice size too. Beautiful fish. And I will be mixing a couple of these once they get out of quarantine, and I have some idea of sexing, which is going to be a bit. Still no poop. So, looking good. I'm going to add these to some current stock that I have and just mix some bloodlines and strengthen that genetic pool. I've been doing that with my short fins for several months now, and they're really looking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get this little guy, this little tetra out, and let it begin to color up so that, see, you said Pam on there. Pam, I still haven't got that candy, so I gave you another opportunity to see my number at the beginning of this stream. I guess I'll have to flash it flash it on the screen to get that point across. I've not received any candy that was promised, in fact. So, I think we're almost finished here. Yeah, all of these guys have been fasted. There's no poop at all in the bags. Their polyfill is cotton white, so there's no ammonia. Nothing in the bag at all to hurt the fish. And here's another one that wants to stay in the bag. All the fish look great. They just don't want to come out of the bags. Of course, that's their fault, not mine. Come on, guy. There we go. All right. And the only bag I have left is that one little tetra that did not make it. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think this one was probably, I'm not sure. My initial, it had nothing to do with temp. It had nothing to do with packing. I think this was just that they were tetras, and there may not. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback another shipper or packer's work. But my impression, having kept lots of tetras and having way too many now, is that tetra was just a little big for what it had to sustain it. However, the other one was in the very same setup, and you see how good it looks. I'm still not sure what we have. I know it would be wrong, but I want to say that they're juvenile Amazon tetras, but I don't think that's accurate. And they may be blue tetras too, commonly called blue tetras. I don't know the scientific name. So, wow, we have 10 people here. So evidently everyone's not totally worn out from live streams. For anybody that missed it, Rick did a unboxing live stream of his Hawaiian blue Moscow guppies earlier, Hay Valley, and his came in awesome. There was one small female fry type fish that did not make it, but his females made it, and his male made it, and his male was a little bit bigger than one I got yesterday, definitely a bigger tail, and had the classic shaky shimmy tail, and just like mine yesterday, you could already tell what an awesome fish it was. He went ahead and dropped him in the tank that was prepared for him. I got sidetracked and left mine for probably half an hour in the specimen container when I went around to show that my stack of towels isn't laundry. I cover my tanks at night because I like to have Golden Girls or YouTube or something on in the background. When you sleep with 6 dogs, if an acorn drops, they want to bark. So that provides some camouflage noise for the dogs, and I've done that for years. So anyway, I don't want the light going. I guess I could black out the screen on the TV, but every now and then I wake up and watch things. So, but these guys are truly, you don't see this degree of red often, and you never see it coming out of a bag like that after shipping. These guys are as red as goldfish. I mean, they are amazing. They do cost a little bit, more than his short fin reds, and I was tempted to get some of those to Pam, but like I say, I've been adding from several sources. Two of my local fish stores, some from Kyle with Kyle's Wild World or Wild World Aquatics. I've got from him twice, from 2 different lines that he had. And I had a 5th source. I can't remember now who that was. But I mean, look at these guys. Wicked, these were shipped 2 to 3 days, and I think he sent them on Monday. They did have a little mishap along the way and ended up like an hour from him back in Ohio somehow and sat there for a day or something, and he was concerned about them getting in today and condition, but again it all comes down to being packed and anticipating. Looks like they're starting to poop now, and that may be the Tetra too, but remember there was nothing at all in those bags, so now they're pooping. So yeah, they're gorgeous, and I'm going to actually quarantine these with the blue guppies that came in yesterday, as well as some of my tub fish, which are just little swordtails and little platies and white clouds. And I'm hoping to get a couple of tanks of quarantine fish moved into tanks tonight and free those tanks up. The only fish that I think I have ordered, that I remember ordering right now, are fish from Dan's Fish, and he'll be shipping Monday, I believe. And of course that all depends on weather and so forth, but I have 2 different kinds of fish coming from him. I do have a package out, I just remembered, with all kinds of cool stuff in it, nothing alive, from Big Al's, and again, I'm not obviously not endorsed by anybody but if you've never checked that out, check out Big Al's. I think I heard about that from Jeremy on one of his live streams. Is that what it is, Craig? Well, duh, you would know since you sent it. Whoops, got demonetized there, so it's a good thing I wasn't monetized. Oh, I have coffee over here. That's what I need. So, emerald green tetra. That's something I've never had. Yep, he sure did. And it came right out, didn't it? And it wasn't even intentional. It wasn't. I didn't have the pleasure of saying it on purpose. Oh well. Oh well. It's the first mistake I've ever made. Craig, there's an extra here, isn't there? Or how many did I actually order? How many did I actually pay for? Hey Sherry, welcome. We're having yet another unboxing, and this will probably be my last one this week, unless I've forgotten something. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That when I started thinking back, and I first thought 3, and I thought, nah, I think I just got 2. So that's incredible. That's awesome. And it really helps. It helps. I still feel awful for those fish, but I lost my little plecos that I ordered from somewhere else earlier this week, and as well as the guppies that came with them. All the fish, all 5 of them were dead due to shipping. Yeah. Oh, okay. Maple Street. It's up in that area, I guess. New England area up that way. Because Jeremy was talking about it. I know he's in Michigan, which is not that far from you. But when he mentioned it, I always write down things and try to go back. But when I got on there, man, their online stuff, they said they had over 20,000 items. So yeah, I agree, Brandon. I mean, there's nothing at all that you could, do a positive critique on. I mean, to say, oh, well, I would have done this little thing. And the same with Dan's. Everything was absolutely perfect. Those fish came in did fine, once they warmed up a little bit. But hey, Dee, welcome. I'm reading comments. Oh, they do chubby up. Okay. Well, everybody knows, I was saying earlier that, that my fish all look well fed. None are obese, but they all look well fed, and I'll fret till I get these guys there. So what are these guys? Maybe 2 or 2.5 months, Craig? But yeah, the fish I got from Dan, the rainbows, his packing is just like Craig's, is just amazing and incredible, and never have got anything from him that was in any trouble. But it was so windy, and I was telling Craig earlier today that like this morning, the notification went out like at 8 in the morning or 8:10 that they were out for delivery. So, but they ride on the truck all day, and they literally just came 15-20 minutes ago. Literally, I was out walking my dogs, thinking, well, it's after 7, and the guy pulled up and pulled around to the side and said, I left some live fish on your porch. And he was thinking he was going back out to the road. He got lost in my driveways. Thanks. They are awesome fish. They are. All right. I need to get me a better viewing station. I noticed when Rick opened his guppies earlier, he started that live stream. I'm like you, Pam. I'm like, how can you start a live stream when I'm out in the car? Actually, I just left one of my local fish stores. No fish, just supplies. And looking and getting a tank for brackish fish for that puffer and stuff. And he had the nerve to start a live stream when I wasn't at home, so I had to watch it on the way home. But I noticed he put some of the styrofoam behind the specimen containers. And I just don't think that compares at all to the big floral patterns that are in my bathroom and the hall going back to the bathroom. I'm sorry, but no hate, not hating on it, but I just found that to be a and I know you guys really love that floral pattern on the wall last night. Craig, the color on these is amazing. Even the pictures on Get Gills do not do them justice. So how many of these do you think you have left, Craig, or do you? I'd be shocked if you had any left at all. No, thank you. I don't think I've ever had this quality of reds. Well, in fact, I know I haven't. One thing I know is my nose and my super reds very well. And these guys, they've got it all going, as they say. Vintage, the size, the coloration. Do you still have these for sale, Craig? Oh. Asking for a friend, not for me. Hey, Rick, were your ears burning? I just spied my coffee mug over here. Yay. Brought the trash can in. Just got here. I know you did. I know you did. Yeah, I brought in the garbage can earlier, and I did a thing on the way back from there. I always use oak because I live in the woods, just oak leaves when I want to put a little tannins in a tank. So that's what those are. A couple of them got stuck down there. And I put a couple around in other tanks. It's raining and they're already softened up, so it's perfect. Hey, Brandon. I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. Like the albinos and like the lemon blue eyes and that kind of thing, the long fins were developed from the regular finnage. You might know for sure about that, Craig, but that's my understanding. And a lot of the long fins in the same L numbers put an A, a small A, to indicate that the number for the regular and then an A. Hey Pam, what were we going to ask Dan? I bet some of these guys, I mean, we've got a top-notch group here. What were we going to ask Dan about? It was about, I can't remember. So how can I expect to remember to ask him in his live stream? There's something about the naming. Yeah, well, killifish and rainbows. You got killies. Guys, if you're not sub to 54 Punchy, Pam has some awesome content, and she keeps some awesome fish, but she just got some killies from Dan that are incredible. Those that he's been showing, and just got in a couple weeks ago. But on the end of, like on the scientific name for the fish, they're often named after something. Like her killifish are called Myers Eye, M-Y-E-R-S-I. So obviously, that's right, you are, Rick. So obviously they're named after someone named Myers, and that person, I'm sure we could research that, discovered them or bred them or was named in honor of them for some reason. But why does the I come on? Like I have Parkinsoni, so obviously someone named Parkinson and then I on the end. Why is the I added? What does that accomplish? What does that indicate? Since it's always an I, it must mean something. I'll see if I can find them somewhere. Emerald green tetras. Like I say, I've never kept them. I'll put this guy in my, it's a 39 gallon. And there's some kind of tetras that I forget to write the name down, and it takes me forever to find them again. And they don't have a common name, so they're pretty rare. And they were a mistake sent to Petco, and when I found out what I had, I'd gotten 8. I went back and got all the rest of them, so I've got a good sized school of them. And some Colombian tetras, and then another fish that used to be in the hobby years ago. Yeah, Gary will know for sure. I don't know. Oh, are they? All right, well, all right, save me what I need, and well, you're not going to post them on Get Gills, are you? All right, we'll get it worked out. We'll get it worked out. That's awesome. I always hate one fish by itself, but it's going to be in with a bunch of tetras. I still have boxes, guys, from earlier in the week. That's my carry-around box with supplies and foods, and I know it's like a bag lady or bag man or something, but I'd carry that around with me between the two rooms. Then I or A if they are male or female. Huh. So I is obviously the male. The tetras I'm talking about are those guys with the black line that starts on their caudal fin and goes straight out through the top of their haven't been sitting in front of this tank much recently, and they're getting a little skittish. And also it's feeding time. They're like, just drop the food and walk away, back away. So those guys, I really would like to get them to breed, and since they aren't anywhere, you can't buy them anywhere. How Petco got them, they don't know. I got them for like $2 a piece. as black neons, but they're not anything close to that. Sorry for that glare. And then just the Colombian tetras. Got a couple of black ghost knife fish. I was trying to show those. There he is out. He thinks it's going to eat. He's going to eat. Oh, cool, Brandon. So I if it's a male, obviously, and A if it's a female. That's one of the plants that I unboxed the other day that I got from bamaplants.com. Yeah, cranium, or crenum. I hear it pronounced both ways. Oh, I was just giving a little commentary on the fact that I really needed me to get me like a little viewing station, since I'm having so many unboxings, like a little black box or a white box or something, three-sided box to put fish in, so that it's a nice backdrop. And I mentioned, well, first that you had the nerve to start a live stream without me. You did email me and ask me about something we were talking about, and then mentioned you're about to start one. And sure enough, I was out and about and just got in the car and came in maybe not even 5 minutes into yours. You hadn't even taken the top styrofoam off. But so there's that, and then you put styrofoam behind the specimen container, and I mentioned that I was sorry you'd done that. I know, right, Brenda? That you had done that. And that certainly must be a letdown after looking at my Hawaiian blue Moscow guppies last night with a large floral bathroom wallpaper print behind them. So you need to step up that game and don't be using that styrofoam. Get some flowers behind them, you know. So I think that was all. You did. Pam got me good a couple of days ago for starting while she was at work. It was nervy, but I'm right on the edge all the time, so. Okay, guys, it's been 33 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and get these. Actually, these plecos are going in with right, Pam, and still no chocolate. I'm gonna put them in quarantine with the guppies that came yesterday, and just let them quarantine in there. I was thinking about like one of those old disco balls, a little bit of you probably get a copyright strike though. Some disco music, a little ball. Anyway, I'll get it sorted out. Hey, Top Secret. These fish, Rick? Hey, Jay's Fishes. Yeah, I don't want to find out either. Yeah, they are, and they're actually from Small Fry. Yeah, you definitely want to go back and watch the start of this video. Yeah, he got caught on it recently, too, and had to take that video down, I think. Or that's what Bob Steenfod or somebody said. We're teasing him about it. But yeah, you do want to go back and watch the first, Rick. And these are from Small Fry store on getgills.com, which is Craig Hawks, who's on here if you'd like to say hi to him. And if you like his wares, maybe oh yeah, I think that was a remake of that song, that classic, It's 2 a.m. and that kind of stuff. I don't think that was an original artist. It sounded better than I remember it back in the day. But hey, Craig. So yeah, Rick has gotten into plecos too. It seems like everything I get, he has to get. No, I'm teasing. If you come up with a brackish water puffer, Rick, I'm gonna kind of be suspicious. I really am. And the name's Shorty. They already knew about that puffer at my local fish store I just left. The guy that had gone with me yesterday, Trinity's Tanks, his name is Trinity, but Trinity's Tanks had gone there. I didn't have anything left in me after going to 3 stores yesterday out of town. So he went on to 2 others and spread the word about me going brackish, I guess. So they even knew his name was Shorty. So small town. These fish are just incredible. I like to get the Tetra. I guess I'll go ahead and put the Tetra in the same quarantine tank because I have some small white clouds, which are a pair that came out of my tub, and they've been in quarantine for weeks now. I just haven't bothered to move them in with some white clouds, and those white clouds usually live in my big rainbow tank. So that's what I'll do. I'll just put this whole 5 in that group because all it has in there is the Moscows and those white clouds. So that'll work. And like you, Rick, I'm gonna, for Bob next time, oh God, what have I started now? Something Unique, huh? I like Unique things. Oh, see, I love knowing things like that, Craig. Thank you. Well, they'll be getting some more as soon as we can arrange that. So that guy's wanting to get out of there and swim. Wanting to get out and swim. All right, guys. I say that, what, 20 times a video, and then finally at some point I do get off here. There are 18 people here, though. I hate to close, and that's awesome for me. There you go, Brandon. Brandon knows how to close the chat out. Rick, you know what I think? Just since you've been... oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, your reputation precedes you, and just the photos of your fish are awesome, and the videos that you posted of them on Get Gills. See you, Craig. But just for your sauciness and sassiness, Rick, I think I'm going to give you a wrench too, so you can help Brandon out, or if Brandon happens to not be here. So. Oh, sorry, Keith. Yeah, they've had to listen to me for almost 40 minutes. But yeah, it's a pretty good chat and a good unboxing, so. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. If that's not the epitome of spoiled rotten, right there waiting for me to feed them. Right there. Scared to death of me, too. I was hoping you were listening, Dee. We always have a great group. I think they feel sorry for me, so they come to try and take the rough edges off. Thanks, Don. Yeah, I raised these guys from little tiny quarter-sized Severums, and they're both bigger than my palm and fingers now, the length of them. So the guys in the front, obviously, and they're pretty good in here with these Hoplo cats. That's one of the most underrated cats I've ever seen. They're like a Cory on steroids. They're the sweetest fish. And then I've got the filamentous barbs. And there's my original catfish that I got those guys. You can see it's a big male just from looking at its pectoral fins. I forget what that's called on Plecos. Dentus something. I missed that bam, but let me see here. Oh, eating too. But yeah, I was saying, rambling about something. Oh, about this fish. Rescued him from the local fish store, skinny, about half that size, starving to death literally because he stayed hid in the store because of the lights and all that. So they have cool logs and stuff and rock ledges to get under here, but I thought he needs some girlfriends. So I ordered, I think 3 of these from tilapiastore.com, which is in Florida. And one didn't make it. It was back in the summer. It was really, really hot. And they were tiny, tiny, like guppy fry, a little bit bigger than that, like a juvenile guppy. And they grew fast. They grew real fast. I had them in a breeder box over in my rainbow tank, and they eventually got out of that when I was doing a water change, and as they were impossible to catch, they were fine. The rainbows didn't catch them either. And so one's darker than the other, and I believe them to both be females, but they're young. If one is a male, it's the one in the back, and I'm just going on finish. This is definitely a female here, definitely. That one might be a little male back there. And I'm saying little, these are about 4 inches, I guess, now. So, all right, last rabbit trail, I guess, guys. I'm getting the side eye there. So who says that? Rachel does, about Captain Cranky paints. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks Brandon for controlling that blue wrench. And I'll see you guys soon, I'm sure. Thanks again. You guys are pitiful. Pitiful.